bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the train floor. 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. 4, nothing wrong with me. 5, there's another victim. 6, there's another victim playing this prank on me. Let the bodies hit the train floor. Let the bodies hit the train floor. Let the bodies hit the train floor. Train! Terror train! Terror train! Terror train! Terror! I'm John Renton with the retro review of Terror Train from 1980. Terrible, terrible rendition of Drowning Pools. Let the bodies hit the floor in the intro. I don't know anybody could have even sung anywhere close to that. And actually, in all honesty, the original singer of Drowning Pool has been singing for quite a while. Well, that's dark. Let me know your thoughts on this film in the comments, please. It's currently streaming on Tubi, or not to be. And this features Scream Queen Jamie Lee Curtis, who pretty much is the only good part of this movie. There's actually a couple other decent actors in this, but in all honesty, this was playing off of Halloween, Friday the 13th, and various other slashers that had done pretty damn well, and this was kind of bargain basement stuff. Actually, that's a little bit unfair. There was a neat little idea here, but this was the second slasher that Jamie Lee was in 1980. The other one was Prom Night, that we'll be retro reviewing for Horror Movie Month, that is, or Horror Movie Month. Hey, maybe we get Howie Mandel in a horror movie. Just looking at him or listening to him makes me want to just basically vomit and jump off a bridge. Nevertheless, don't know what Howie Mandel did to deserve that. This was directed by Roger Spottiswoode, or Spot This Wood. No, really, that's his actual last name. And I promise you all, I can't even really say that with a straight face, because Spottiswoode, Spot This Wood. Here's this wood lady, you gonna spot this? He directed Turner and Hooch. No, really, the guy that directed this did Turner and Hooch, as well as Air America, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, Tomorrow Never Dies, and The Sixth Day. Unfortunately, The Sixth Day was pretty much the high watermark of anything big that he did. He's done other stuff since, but I can't really recall seeing maybe more than 1 or 2 of those movies, and none of them were very good. So, this was written by T.Y. Drake, who did The Keeper and some TV episodes of various shows. And there were some uncredited writers, which means, hey, we took your ideas, we're not giving you any credit, so screw you. Daniel Grodnick and Judith Roscoe. So, Jamie Lee Curtis is in this, Ben Johnson as Carne, Art Carney, good old MST3K game, that name stuck in my head forever. Art Bochner, who played Doc, Hans Booby, I'm Your White Knight. Yes, the guy that played Ellis. Almost unrecognizable, 1, because this was 8 years before Die Hard, and 2, he didn't have a beard in this. David Copperfield was in this as a magician. Okay, that's just flat out typecasting. No, really, David Copperfield was in this. Kind of hilarious. If none of you know who David Copperfield is, you haven't paid attention to the world of magic. Not of might and magic, because we're not all nerds here. Are we? If you are, cool. Glad you like that stuff. Derek McKinnon, Sandy Carey, Timothy Weber, and Anthony Sherwood, and various other people in this as well. So, a prank where Jamie Lee Curtis goes along with a prank to play, a prank on a guy named Kenny. There's like, oh, hey, come on, you can be with me, this kind of stuff. And she pretends to be a body in a bed. He strips down, he's going to get in bed, and it's a cadaver. Cadaverific. But then he freaks out and wraps himself up in some blankets and some sheets and screams. And then 3 years later, these various college students and other college students are on a train, a terror train as it were, and it's a New Year's Eve party. Who could ask for more? There's going to be some bodies left around the doors. There's some bodies left around the doors, but it's a party train, party train. All the world is a party train. Okay, so now I'm just trying to do the William Shatner or George Burns type music, except I'm not nearly as funny or as famous, but I am more alive than George Burns, who was a great comedian, I might add. And, yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, it's not very good. I'm just going to say that right now. There isn't a lot, really, that happened in this. The guy freaks out, and that ties into the end of the movie. There's a guy named Ed that's dressed up like Groucho Marx. It's the most ridiculous prank I ever heard. I've seen the Marx Brothers a whole lot, and I can't even get that right. He's playing pranks, and then ends up stabbed, and somebody steals his costume. And it turns out to be Kenny. If you can't
figure out the fact that Kenny, who was originally, freaked out by the prank and spent time in an institution, was not the killer. I really don't know what I can do to help you. But, oh my god, you prank Kenny, you bastards. I would make that the title, but unfortunately I think I might get flagged for language. But, yeah, Ed ends up getting run over by the train. Ben Johnson is Art Carney, not Art Carney, that is. And he's the grandfatherly type that is like, okay, we don't have a radio on this train. Yeah, that's really good. Is that train from the 1910s? What the hell's going on? Do we need to get like on a wax cylinder and get on that and figure out what the hell is going on? When's the last time someone built a shopping mall next to a train station? Think about it, won't you? Thank you. Very, very odd line that they focused on there. And so David Copperfield, being a magician, all that, playing his tricks and doing his stuff. Doc tells everybody what happened 3 years ago. Doc played, of course, by Hans Booby. I'm your white knight. Just going to call him that because even though it's wordier than his actual name, it's funny. And they don't know what happened to Ed, and then it turns out various people get killed. The black guy doesn't die first, but he dies, well, second or third or something. Apparently, after Ed got killed, it got revealed that, oh my god, Kenny actually killed somebody. You bastard! And then we get a disco magic show. David Copperfield's magic actually got featured quite a bit in this. Probably about 10 minutes of the 93-minute runtime. And I hate magic, it's just tricks. Yeah, Doc, that's the idea. That was an actual line that they allowed to be put in here. I hate magic, it's just tricks. What? Silly magic? Silly Doc tricks are for magicians? Failed tricks, tagline, but nevertheless. So, the blood got cleaned up at one point after this one nameless guy gets killed in a lizard costume. Blood gets cleaned up, and it's the killer in the deal. And he takes the he pretends to be the boyfriend of somebody, so he can sleep, or rather kill, this one particular person that was in on it, Mitchie. Oh, Mitchie, you're so fine. You're going to be dead. You'll blow my mind. Hey, Mitchie. Hey, Mitchie. I don't even actually think that Mickey had come out yet, because this is 1980. I don't think that came out till 81, 82. And I also know during this that everybody cheats on their significant others, which, I mean, whatever. You do whatever the hell you want. It's up to you how your relationship goes, but, not exactly a lot of people worth rooting for. So Mitchie ends up getting killed because it's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? There's a dead hand that's being left at your door. I already did that. More people get killed. They get off the train. They're trying to figure out who the killer is, even though they know who the killer is. Everybody knows who the killer is, at least the main characters, but the main characters keep dying off the people that played a trick on Kenny. And Kenny, then it gets revealed that Kenny killed somebody at the hospital, and then it's the magician. The magician is Kenny. Oh, I always knew that he liked magic. And it actually turns out that it wasn't the magician. Because after somebody gets shoved off the train, it is Kenny, who somehow survives being shoved off the train. Doc has been killed by this point. Everybody that was involved in it has been killed, except Alana, who is Jamie Lee Curtis. And there's the iconic Scream, she was a Scream queen. Halloween helped launch her career, even though I think she had been in stuff before, but that helped launch it. She did that. Prom Night featured her Scream. She did some great stuff here, as far as like stabbing him in the head, and then he falls off the train, but somehow he's back. And oh no, the magician isn't Kenny, because the magician is found dead. Played a prank on David Copperfield, deaded Copperfield. Okay, that was a terrible pun. Let's just move on from that. Going back to the beginning when they played the prank, she was saying, kiss me, Kenny. So now they're face to face. He pretends to be the train conductor. Face to face, he rips the mask off, and it turns out that he was in drag the whole time. Actually pulled off the look pretty well. I didn't actually realize that was somebody in drag. Nevertheless, or maybe those are alternate shots, and that's just why they didn't look that, because they used a woman, and then it doesn't really matter. You do you. Be you. I don't care. Just don't kill people. But even though, kiss me, Alana, kiss me, and then she does, and then he freaks out and spins himself in curtains again. And then the conductor hits him with a shovel a couple times, and he falls off the train into an icy river, and he's dead. There's your terror train, ladies and gentlemen. Not a whole lot happened in this. Yeah, now to review Prom Night. They did 4 Prom Night movies. They did another Terror Train movie that is actually on Tubi. It's a Tubi original that I will probably review at some point. So look for that. Yay! Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.